Okay, so 4-2 is isosceles and equilateral triangles. So an equilateral triangle, if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles of the opposite sides are congruent. So we call these the legs. The two legs are congruent, and the two base angles are congruent. This part we call the base of the triangle. Okay? Now that doesn't mean it always has to be like that. So you could have an isosceles triangle like this, right? Those two are congruent. These two are congruent. All right, so the park is in the shape of an isosceles triangle. And it says the pathways on either side of the pool will be equal in length. So this is congruent to this, which means that this angle is congruent to that angle. And that's what we're going to find. We're going to find angle E and angle F. This angle here is 50 degrees. Okay, so you have to stop and think. What do I know about all the angles in a triangle? Well, they add up to 180 degrees. So angle E and angle F and the 50 degrees add up to be 180 degrees. Now, I just said we know that this equals this. So if I just put an X on those, I get 50 plus 2X equals 180. Or 2X equals 130. So X equals 65. And that's what he has there. Okay, so here, we're going to do the same thing. If this angle equals 28, so does this one. So I know they all, 5x plus 9 plus 56, 28 plus 28 is 56, equals 180. So I can combine these two terms, unless you did it up here. 5x plus 65 equals 180. So 5x equals what, 115. So x equals 23. Here, what do we know about those two angles? Well, they're congruent. They're equal to each other. So negative 4x plus 9 equals 8x minus 3. I am going to bring the 4x over here. I get 9 equals 12x minus 3. Add 3 to both sides. 12 equals 12x. So x equals 1. Now, what's the length of all the sides? So I know that this must equal this. Those are the legs of this triangle. So x plus 20 equals 8x over 3. Now don't let that fraction fool you. What you're going to do or mess with you is you're going to multiply each side by 3. So this becomes 3x plus 60 equals 8x. Move 3x over. Divide by 5. And 12 equals x. So now if I plug 12 in, 12 plus 20 gives me 32. 6 times 12 minus 12 will give me 60. And 8 times 12 divided by 3 is going to give me 32. And these are all degrees. No, they're not degrees because they're sides. Okay? Now I want you to try this one, see if you can figure out, and then come back and see if you did it right. All right, because I see that these two base angles are congruent, I know that this is congruent to this. And that's the one. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. Those are the two that I'm gonna set equal to each other. And you should have gotten 3/2 or 1.5. This theorem, if a line or line segment bisects the vertex angle of an isosceles triangle and is also the perpendicular bisector of the opposite side. So perpendicular bisector of the opposite side, okay? All right, so first thing I want you to do, actually, we're gonna do this one in class. And we're gonna do this one in class. This is an equilateral triangle. All the angles are equal and all the sides are equal. So all these angles. If all these angles are equal, I know all the angles in a triangle equal 180 degrees, and if all of them are equal, each one of them has to be 60 degrees, don't they? So when I'm doing this problem, I look and it says CBD is 130 degrees. Okay? What is BAD? It wants this angle. Well, all these angles are 60 degrees, right? Not that I need all of them, but if that's 60, 130 minus 60 leaves me 70 on this side. Okay? Now look, that's an isosceles triangle. A, B, D. And if this is X that I'm looking for, I'm also looking for that one. And this would be 70 degrees. So I have 70 plus 2X equals 180. So 2X equals 110. So X equals 55. And we are going to do the rest in class. I will see you tomorrow.